don't know, nobody here knows whether we'll achieve a deal. I think it's going to be very difficult. I think there is a reasonable prospect that we won't be able to come to terms. If we do, it's not going to be a perfect deal. We will not have achieved everything that we wanted to achieve, but that's the nature of negotiation. But I think it's important two things. One is to look at the deal as a whole, as David has said, not to focus on any one particular element of it, the number of centrifuges, the amount of stocks, and so forth. Look at the overall deal. Second point to make, one needs to be realistic about the alternatives to the deal. A deal may not be perfect, but look at what the realistic alternatives are. In my view, there are two alternatives. One is to try to ratchet up sanctions in the hope that the Iranians will have more flexibility eventually. But they've been under pretty harsh sanctions for over a year now, and this hasn't moved them sufficiently. So it's going to be hard to do that, and the effort of trying to do that is going to raise some real concerns among members of the sanctions coalition that we need to continue to put pressure on Iran. Another alternative is the use of military force. Military force can succeed temporarily. It can set back the program, but it can't prevent Iran from eventually succeeding in its objective. And indeed, it could give Iran additional incentives to move more quickly toward actually building nuclear weapons. So my appeal would be not just to our audience, but to members of Congress and the American public in general, is to look realistically at the alternatives and then to make up your minds.